Hello friends, welcome to my channel Versatile. Today we are going to discuss about two-stroke engine and four-stroke engine. Now, last time we have discussed what does it mean by petrol engine and diesel engine. Those who have missed the lecture can find a link in the description. So for today's discussion, if you can see, uh, two diagrams are represented. One is for two-stroke and one is for four-stroke engine. So today we have to analyze what is the exact difference of two-stroke and four-stroke engine. Kindly note, I am using the word two-stroke and four-stroke engine. I am not using two-wheeler and four-wheeler engine or two-cylinder and four-cylinder engine. Two-wheeler and four-wheeler is different. Two cylinder and four cylinder is different. We are using two stroke engine and four stroke engine. Two stroke engine पेट्रोल भी हो सकता है, डीजल भी हो सकता है. Four stroke engine पेट्रोल भी हो सकता है, डीजल भी हो सकता है. So do not make confusion. We are going to discuss about two stroke and four stroke engine. So this first figure indicates a two stroke engine. This second figure is for four stroke engine. Now for both the engines, whether it is a two-stroke petrol engine or diesel engine, whether it's a four-stroke petrol engine or diesel engine, these four basic operations will remain same as we have discussed last time also, that suction, compression, expansion or power and exhaust. These four operations will going to take place in two-stroke also and in four-stroke engine also. Then what is the difference in operation of this two-stroke and four-stroke? Let's first start with two-stroke engine. Now, why the name is there for two-stroke? Now, first we have to understand what does it mean by stroke. Stroke means movement of the piston. Now, this part is called as piston, connecting rod, crank, and this is a crankshaft. Reciprocating motion of the piston is converted into rotating motion of the crankshaft. Now this piston moves between two positions. One is bottom position and one is top position. The movement of piston from one position to another position is called as a stroke. So how many strokes are required to complete these four operations? Accordingly, an engine is called as two-stroke engine and four-stroke engine. To make more simple, ये चार ऑपरेशन करने के लिए अगर इंजन के दो स्ट्रोक कंप्लीट होते हैं, दो स्ट्रोक मींस मूवमेंट ऑफ द पिस्टन फ्रॉम वन सेंटर टू another center is one stroke, and again from the top dead center to bottom dead center is a second stroke. If particular engine completes all four operations in two strokes of the piston, that engine is called as two stroke engine. And if any engine completes these same four operations in movement of piston from one center to another center and from another center to for initial center, and then these type of four stroke, if it is required for completing this four operation, that engine is called as four stroke engine. One stroke means, again mark my words, again remember, again note, one stroke means movement of piston from one center to another center, one stroke. So for four operations, two stroke of the piston, and for four stroke engine, to complete this four operation, we need to have a four stroke of the piston. Now we'll go one by one what exactly happens in two stroke engine. So let's start first. Now in two stroke engine, as we have to complete four operation in two stroke of the piston, first two operation takes place in one stroke and remaining two operation takes place in another stroke of the piston. How? Let's assume piston is at bottom dead center. When it starts moving towards a top dead center or top position, at that time, if you can see, this is inlet port, exhaust port, and third port is there, that is called as a transfer port. During the motion of the piston from bottom dead center to top dead center, when it starts traveling in upward direction, after some time inlet port gets open due to movement of the piston, and this charge, fresh charge, if it is petrol engine, petrol plus air comes inside the engine, that is in place of crankcase, and in case of diesel engine only air comes inside the engine. Now when this charge comes inside the engine, piston is moving in upward direction. That means it is doing compression and at the same time it is doing suction. So in one stroke of the piston, engine is producing two operations. One is suction and at the same time the earlier charge which was present from earlier cycle upward of the piston, it is getting compressed. Now when it is compressed, at the end of compression, the spark plug for petrol engine produces the spark, and if it is a diesel engine, the air which is compressed on that with the help of fuel is injected. So do not make confusion. अगर ये पेट्रोल इंजन होगा तो ये स्पार्क प्लग होता है, और अगर ये डीजल इंजन होगा तो ये फ्यूल इंजेक्टर होता है. सेम इज द केस फॉर दिस 4-stroke engine also. So it can be spark plug or fuel injector. This is also spark plug or fuel injector. Spark plug when petrol engine and fuel injector when it is diesel engine. So during one movement of the piston or one stroke, two operations takes place, that is suction and compression. Now let's move further. When piston is moving from a top position to bottom position, at that time, due to movement of the piston, the charge which is accumulated here, that is petrol plus air or only air in diesel engine, it gets compressed in this crankcase and it is allowed to move through this transport port in the upward direction. Now this fresh charge, when it moves in the upward direction through transport port, it removes the earlier burned charges through this exhaust port. So it provides a scavenging operation also. So that means this fresh charge also helps to move out the earlier burned charges or earlier burned gases through the exhaust port. So what happens during movement of the piston from top dead center to bottom dead center? Two operations are completed, that is expansion and power. That means this movement of the piston takes place because of combustion by the spark plug or fuel injector, and because pressure is acting on the top of the piston, due to which piston starts traveling in bottom dead center, and due to the movement of the piston, expansion takes place, and that expansion is also responsible for moving the fresh charge in the upper compartment of the cylinder, which ultimately removes the earlier burn charge through the exhaust port. So expansion and exhaust takes place simultaneously. Now if you could see here, during the two strokes of the piston, all four operations are completed, hence it is called as two-stroke of the engine. Now we have to move in the 4-stroke engine. Now it is, if you have understand this 4-stroke engine will be understood very quickly. So what we have concluded, these four operations will be completed by movement of the piston in 4-stroke, and hence it is called as 4-stroke engine. Now that how it happens, now if you see the difference between the two diagram, it has a ports, this is inlet port and exhaust ports, whose opening and closing is controlled by movement of the piston. So जैसे ही पिस्टन ऊपर जाता है ये दोनों क्लोज हो जाते हैं, जैसे पिस्टन नीचे की पोजीशन में होता है ये क्लोज रहता है. इन केस ऑफ 4-स्ट्रोक इंजन इसको इनलेट एंड एग्जॉस्ट वॉल्व होते हैं, उसकी ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग कंट्रोल की जाती है कैमशाफ्ट की मोशन से, वो हम बाद वाले वीडियो में देखने वाले हैं. तो ये इनलेट वॉल्व एंड एग्जॉस्ट वॉल्व अलग अलग टाइमिंग पे ओपन होते रहता है. इनलेट वॉल्व एंड एग्जॉस्ट वॉल्व वो कौन कंट्रोल करता है, वो कैमशाफ्ट कंट्रोल करता है जो कि क्रैंकशाफ्ट को कनेक्ट किया होता है. हमें अभी के for the time being we have to focus on 4-stroke engine. So during first stroke, piston will be at top dead center and it will start moving in downward direction. That happens due to the initial kick or the starter. Similarly in this case also kick or starter produces first two operations. Now when piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center, a suction is created due to which fresh charge comes inside the engine. That charge is during second stroke of the piston that is compressed Then in the third stroke, after igniting a spark here or injecting the fuel, that means after ignition, expansion of the piston takes place, that is piston starts moving in downward direction, expansion stroke, and during last stroke piston moves from bottom dead center to top dead center and exhaust gases are moved through exhaust valve. So during suction stroke, inlet valve open, exhaust valve remains closed, and during exhaust operation, exhaust valve remains open and inlet valve remains closed. So all these four operations are completed in four stroke of the piston, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Hence it is called as 4-stroke engine. Again mark my words, 2-stroke engine can be petrol or can be diesel. 4-stroke engine can be petrol or can be diesel. Now you may have concluded that with this discussion, to produce a one power stroke, ये 2-स्ट्रोक इंजन को 2 ही स्ट्रोक लगता है एंड 4-स्ट्रोक इंजन के लिए तो 4 स्ट्रोक लगता है, तो ये बेटर होना चाहिए, बट ऐसा नहीं है. इस केस में द बिगेस्ट डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ 2-स्ट्रोक इंजन इज, ये जब एग्जॉस्ट प्रोसेस कंप्लीट करता है, दैट मीन्स एक्सपांशन एंड एग्जॉस्ट स्ट्रोक जब साथ में होते हैं, उस टाइम पे ये फ्रेश चार्ज जब एग्जॉस्ट गैसेस को बाहर निकलता है एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट से, तो सम ऑफ द फ्रेश चार्ज ऑल्सो गोज वेस्ट थ्रू एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट. हेंस इसकी जो ओवरऑल एफिशिएंसी है, ओवरऑल एफिशिएंसी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, वो कम मिलती है, और इसकी जो ओवरऑल एफिशिएंसी है ये ज़्यादा मिलती है. इसीलिए हमें तो ओवरऑल एफिशिएंसी चाहिए ज़्यादा, तो 4-स्ट्रोक में इस मेन रीज़न की वजह से, ओवरऑल एफिशिएंसी ज़्यादा मिलने की वजह से 4-स्ट्रोक इंजन 95 to 98% ऑफ द व्हीकल्स में यूज़ होता है. पहले 2-स्ट्रोक इंजन बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होता था, जैसे एसडी, मोपेड्स, यामा के कुछ व्हीकल्स अभी 2-स्ट्रोक इंजन यूज़ करते हैं, बट ये कुछ दिनों बाद ऑब्सोल्यूट होने वाला है. डीजल इंजन में भी ये कुछ ट्रैक्टर्स में 2-स्ट्रोक इंजन यूज़ होता था, बट अभी यूज़ नहीं होता है. 4-स्ट्रोक इंजन नाउ every vehicles come with, whether it is 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler, comes with 4-stroke engine. So whether it's Maruti Suzuki, whether it's Tata Motors, Hyundai, Ford, every vehicle comes with 4-stroke engine. And in 2-stroke engine, Yamaha still manufactures some of the models with 2-stroke engine. So this was about 2-strokes and 4-stroke engine. I hope that you have understood that. If you have any question, please don't forget to write it in comment box. And to watch my further videos, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my Versatile channel. Next video will be on nomenclature of the engine, so don't forget to watch my next video. Thank you very much.